So this is another lobster pizza, but this time it's the meat is all mushed up. And James is going to put on his own vegetables, and the sauce that's on the bottom of the pizza is this tangy seafood sauce this time. And when I'm talking about the Power Bowl pizzas, this is what I'm usually using, is the basil pesto chicken. And I just take out the chicken and give it to the dogs. And I'm going to review Superstore, the 6th season, Madam Web, and Freud's Last Session. So, and then I suppose I'll put it over to James. But,
so yeah, I'll just show what I'll be previewing and reviewing. So, reviewing.
Yeah.
Contract on America, and the mafia murder of President John F. Kennedy. So I don't know if Newt Gingrich channeled this when he came up with Contract with America, but I made the joke back then that it was really Contract on America. And Newt Gingrich is a slimy little fella. I think his parents maybe knew something when they gave him his first name. He was naked as a newt. Anyway, and then this is a preview by Carl Raymond Popper. That's not Party Pooper, that's Popper. And The Open Society and Its Enemies, Part 1, Plato. But what's really relevant, Plato about as irrelevant as the Greek gods. But, Popper wrote this during World War II, and he was talking about the Nazis, but weirdly enough, he was talking about one of the allies, the commies, and he pretty well gets it right here. I don't know. We'll talk more in detail later on, but let's get to stuff that's
all right,
maybe a bit more interesting.
And let James eat his pizza so that the flies don't get at it. Because we're outside. It's okay.
Okay. Well, I just was afraid that some of those library items would get some item, and then people would be saying, "Who's been using these as dinner plates?"
Well, no, they wouldn't, because honestly, a lot of the time I have to clean the things.
I know.
Before, like I clean all the outsides with alcohol before I take them home, even.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I have to clean the disc because it looks like people eat on them like plates.
The actual disc. CD's the same thing. So, guys, you're borrowing stuff from the library. Please. Show a little bit of etiquette, a little bit of class. Anyway. And don't use the discs as
Oh, you're not going to put your fruit on? Or you're going to put it on after?
Something like that.
Okay. So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't like putting it on before I cut it out.
The reason that I use these Power Bowls for the pizza, James likes it, for one thing, but we get them free from the food truck, so that's awesome. And the gluten-free pizza crust, we got that for free from the food truck also.
So presumably gluten-free is good for you?
Yeah. And we were given this tangy,
not bad for you,
or zesty, what's it called? Tangy seafood sauce.
Okay.
We're given that, so I'm
just
amazed
trying out
with
all that seafood smell on here. The flies aren't clustering around here. You know, yesterday they were.
Well, I had a lot more meat on the thing.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Like,
this is
so, but I don't know. Eventually, I think they are going to go for you.
They're going to start zeroing in on this, and maybe on me. Take revenge on me for running out of the.
I don't know how many lobsters you could really make. Like how many pizzas you could make out of one lobster, really. Like I just made 2, this one and the one with a lot of lobster.
Well, there was a lot of lobster on it yesterday. You could really kind of.
I think you could
stretch it out.
But anyway, yeah. Superstore season 6, I enjoyed.
We were at Superstore today. Not an advertisement, folks, but go ahead. I thought you were going to start talking about
the groceries. But anyway, so, but none of the food that James is eating came from the stuff that I got at Superstore today. I just wanted to get some salads and stuff. So
from Superstore. Yeah, there's the first fly.
So anyway, now what about I can't
Super-
really. I didn't really care about season 6 so much. It ended. Like, I don't really know what the point was with putting the woman into the management position and then off into having her move, and then she comes back and whatever. But I guess maybe life's like that sometimes, and so whatever. I actually didn't mind it when she was gone. I thought, oh well, this is gonna wreck the show, having her move, and what's why did they do this? You know, they take one of the main characters and they shuffle her away. What's going on, right? But I actually didn't mind it with her gone. It didn't wreck the show.
Some people can't handle promotion, you know.
Yeah, I don't
Like, well, there was the one guy who was casual who was complaining about me being a permanent. Oh, you permanents get all the perks and stuff like that. So I mentioned that to my foreman. He said, James, how many times have you been on unemployment? And I said 0. And he said, how many times do you think TG has been on unemployment? Well, and he said, he said every year, because that's the way the summer casuals were. And then a guy, TG, got his chance to be. He was on the irritation crew, otherwise known as the irrigation crew. There were some nice guys there, but there were some not so nice guys, including me. Anyway, he got his chance to be full-time. What happens, the city made a mistake, and they'd hired him one day extra or something like that, and then they had to give him full-time status. So, full-time job, open up, and it was on the poo, what is known colloquially as the poo crew. So he was, he was having to on-block sewers, in basements and stuff like that. Like a pretty nasty job, but I used to have to do toilets every day. Lots of them by that. So, the guy handled it about a week, and then he was down casual. Okay, so sorry about that.
Anyway, so that's fine.
I didn't mention the guy's name. He deserves mention.
Anyway, so my favorite episode from the Superstore complete series was the customer safari. That was hilarious. I could definitely see that happening. Although I don't know how likely it would be that some of those customers would actually show up, but I guess if you're working at those kind of places, then eventually you see everything and you think, all right, maybe they do. So yeah, I laughed quite a few times watching Superstore. And the season 6, they actually had another guy from Kids in the Hall show up onto the show, and it was nice to see Dave Foley also.
Oh, he was on there, right?
For
He was
an
the guy
episode.
that he played the French.
The French, yeah, he was so good as the French
that guy
prostitute.
had real sweet looks.
Yeah, he was prettier as the French prostitute than as himself. So, I mean, most women would be thrilled to look like that French prostitute.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Anyway, so you may have noticed I put this on top of the stack above these two, and that's no mistake. I didn't mind Freud's last session, which I put on the bottom of the stack. I thought Anthony Hopkins did an all right job. It's just, I mean, he doesn't really look like Freud ever did, and
Not too much.
his face too round, for one thing, and
What was his accent? Kind of okay.
did an okay job. Not great.
Because he always seems to play Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah, I know.
That Silence of the Lambs
Yeah.
rap.
But honestly, I don't really think there was much story there to be told. So
Well, what is it kind of like? It says his last session or something like that. He was somewhere around 1939. It looks like. And
I don't know. He was
he
dying.
was dying of what was it?
Yeah,
Tongue cancer or mouth
something
cancer.
like that.
It was so bad. His little dog. The smell was so bad.
Yeah, that's what they
Couldn't
were saying in that. Yeah.
Couldn't stand being around him. It's
Yeah,
really
cancer
sad.
stinks. Yeah, that is sad because his dog was so loyal, but his
Yeah.
dog couldn't even handle being around him.
Yeah.
Anyway, Madam Web. When I looked at this, I didn't know what to expect. Well, it's a Marvel thing.
It had
Can
that
you
feeling.
tell? Really,
Well,
you
I
could
could
tell
tell.
I couldn't.
I thought it was a comic book thing.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah. And
I don't know what that is about, but yeah.
so anyway, the story was interesting enough. There were some okay actors in this, but not in main roles. And I mean, some acting was so terrible that I can't believe they were ever cast. I know that they don't tend to pick out the best actors for these superhero things a lot of the time. They're going for a look or whatever, and they think, well, we're going to sell this thing with special effects and whatever, so who cares? And I guess they do. I mean, they make lots of money off these things, so whatever. But honestly, I watched this and you have you feel a sort of connection with this Madam Web. You know, you feel like there's a sad backstory there, and she's relatable. But these young Spider Girl people that she's protecting and all that, you don't feel like you're supposed to feel like she's kind of like a mother figure to these teenage girls that really only, well, maybe two of them are okay. One of them's okay. But the second one maybe okay. The third one, nobody would want to be around her. She's a live wire, loose cannon. Anyway, but and I know it's tough to work with child actors, but by their age, they should already be able to do it, or they shouldn't be doing it. And they shouldn't be doing it. These girls are not actresses. They're just not. So, yeah, I didn't feel that the mothering of these, wanting to protect them. I couldn't see why. I couldn't see why anybody would want to risk their lives to protect these girls, honestly. And I'm a nurturing kind of person, but teenagers are tough. They're tough for a reason. They're supposed to be trying to make it out on their own, and if they weren't tough to deal with like that, parents would keep them around forever. They wouldn't want to let them go out on their own and make their own lives and whatever. So anyway, this is a bit of a tough sell, especially these, well, one of them particularly. Anyway, so I didn't really care for it. I did watch it. I don't think I fell asleep at all during it, even though I was watching it at about midnight to 3, like in that time frame, because my house has been very hot. I don't have air conditioning. It's been a hot summer. And when it's smoky, then it doesn't even cool down at night. Well, it's been an interesting summer. I'm not complaining. I'm just very tired. Anyway, so how's your pizza with the tangy seafood sauce?
Maybe 2 thumbs up, but I'm using 1 thumb to hold the pizza here.
Okay, so you like this sauce on the
It's
fishy
pretty good.
pizza. Okay. I think people eat this tangy thing with the shrimp. Yeah, it's a picture of a shrimp on there. And as far as I could see, lobsters just look like a big shrimp to me, really. So, and
Very
I've-
big.
very big, very big shrimp. So, I don't know. I thought that'd probably work because that's what I had. If I would have had shrimp, I would have put it the pizza with shrimp. With that sauce, but whatever. So that's good. I'm glad you liked it. So now I'll put you over to James, and he'll tell you about
Some stuff.
some stuff. Oh, maybe some philosophy.
Yeah.
Which this is really a mixed bag. This was not planned out well because I have superhero stuff and psychology, some Superstore comedy, and then there's the you have philosophy and
Well, I see Freud as basically being philosophy.
oh, okay,
I'm not very good philosophy.
okay, all right.
Anyway, my hands are so slopped up.
You're not going to touch the book. You can,
No.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Smell like lobster forever.
Something like that. So I think probably we should sign off.
Oh.
Well.
You don't want to just talk? You can't just talk about the books?
Well, I don't like my hands being all this stuff.
Okay.